Hey guys, what's up? It's Alisha. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a Q&A, a 2022 updated Q&A. It's been a hot minute since I last did one. I want to say it's been almost 2 years since I did my last Q&A, and there's no particular reason why I waited this long. Time has just flown by. But I really want to catch up with you guys because I feel like I haven't really just sat down, kind of caught my YouTube family up on what's going on. So on Instagram, I asked you guys for questions as far as what you guys have been wanting to know about me lately, what questions you have been wanting to ask me, just things that you want to know that I have personally not talked about recently. So I'm going to go ahead and head to the question box. I'm going to start off with this question first because I feel like it's a great way to transition into this Q&A. The question asks, how are you doing overall in this new season of your life? That is a great question. So I feel like right now in this season of my life, I am doing really well overall. I feel like I feel like I have been focusing just a lot on what makes me happy and really trying my best to stay in my own lane, just do things that make me happy, that make me smile. And honestly, I really feel like I've learned myself enough to know the things that I do and do not want to do. And so I don't really dabble too much into the things that I know I don't want to do that'll make me triggered or unhappy, things like that. I really and truly focus on things that make me happy. Of course, spending time with Valerie. You guys, if you don't know, Valerie will be 5. She'll be 5 in May, and to be real with you guys, I'm emotional about that, and I have been for a little while now, but I think that the closer we get to her birthday, the more emotional I get, and the more she reminds me of how she's turning 5, and she's starting kindergarten soon, and it's just a lot. It's a lot with being a mom. I'm not sure about how you guys are, but I get really emotional about stuff like this. So I have been spending a lot of time with her in really good quality time. I mean, I always have, but I feel like lately I've been really being even more intentional about it. So I've been spending tons of time with her. I took her to the rodeo last week, baked cupcakes with her. We go on our walks. We just do a lot of really fun quality mommy-daughter things that I have been loving. So that's one of my biggest things. I've been working out a lot more lately and moving my body pretty much on a daily basis, which is game changer. Just enjoying traveling whenever I can, things like that, things that really put just a smile on my face. And honestly, I really feel like focusing on the smaller things has really helped a lot, because whenever you focus on the smaller things, it's really hard to not be happy. Every day I wake up, I always just thank God for even the simplest things. Having food to eat, being able to move my limbs and my body, things like that. There's so many simple things and basic things that I think we forget to be excited about. And I have really been trying my best to focus on those things. Whenever it's beautiful outside, I literally do whatever I can to be outside as much as I can, because that makes me super excited. It's a beautiful day. It's a day that God blessed us with. I need to take advantage of that. So just focusing on the smaller things has made me happy. Now, let me just say, I don't want to come across as oh, life is perfect, I'm always happy, things are always good, because the reality is that's not the case for me at all. I still have bad days. It's just I really and truly try to focus on the good. And I really and truly try to focus on the good days that I have. There are days, and I realized this last year, but whenever you go through traumatic experiences and you've gone through the healing process, you kind of, you've done this self-work, you may feel like you're healed, but I don't think being healed stops at a certain point. I feel like there are still times that things will come up. You'll still be triggered. It's just kind of figuring out how to maneuver and how to handle those triggers. So I still have moments, y'all. I still have days where I feel down. I still feel days where I feel like I'm triggered, from past experiences. I still have bad days. Like, do not let me fool you guys. I absolutely have bad days. I had a bad day last week and I felt pretty rough like majority of the day. But like after I snapped out of it, I was like, you know what? This is just a phase. We're going to like embrace the feelings and feel them, but I'm not going to dwell on them. And I feel like I've been that way for a long time now. I don't really let the negative feelings and the negative thoughts and like the depression, the sadness, the anxiety, all that stuff, I don't let it fester. Like I really just let it like run its course, and then I'm back to being like good, because I feel like it's so easy to get caught up in like those negative feelings that like it'll easily take over your life. And I personally do not want to live a life like that. I want to live a fulfilled life, a happy life, a life that I'm just grateful for. And so yeah, I have bad days. I still have bad days, but I will say thankfully my good days heavily outweigh the bad. And I think it's because I just focus on the things that make me happy. Like, that's really it. How do you manage working a 9 to 5 and being an influencer? Honestly, I've been doing the balance for years now. So the best way I can explain it is that I just I just do it. Like, I know it doesn't help, but I literally just like make time for both. So I remember when I used to live in San Antonio, I was going through my separation and my divorce. I was like really being serious about YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. And I specifically remember I would wake up early in the morning, like knock out content, edit content, or, prepare to post content or whatever, take Val to school, go to work. And I used to be in the office 9 to 5. Like, there's no in between. It's 9 to 5. I was at the office at work. Come home, take care of Valerie, put her down for bed. The minute she went to bed, I was up working until like 11, 12 o'clock at night, do the same thing all over again. And the reason why I say that is because I find that's the best way to explain how I balance it. It's just, I make time for it. I schedule it in where I can. A lot of us have 9 to 5s, and it's kind of hard to figure out where to put time in. You just like literally can schedule everything every day of the week. Even on weekends, I would heavily rely on the weekends to create content for being an influencer. Like, the weekends are pretty much influencer time. Monday through Friday, we're primarily like 9 to 5 time. And that's just the easiest way to do it. Like, you schedule it in. If you have to wake up early, you wake up early. If you have to stay up late, stay up late. But like, if you want to do it, you're going to find time to do it. This is a good one. How has your relationship with your parents and sisters been since your divorce? Are they more protective? So I feel like my relationship with my parents and sisters since my divorce has, I guess, relationship wise, it's pretty much been the same. It's because we've always been, a pretty close knit family. So I don't feel like much has changed there, besides the fact that, of course, I see them a whole lot more now because I live in the same city as my siblings and my parents. Whenever I was married, I was in a different city, so I didn't see them as much. So now I see them weekly instead of like, every couple of months. But even whenever I was not living in the same city as them, I would talk to them all the time. So that part honestly has not changed much. As far as them being protective, I would say that my sisters, I think, are pretty much the same level of protective that they were previously, but my sisters have always been super protective of me and vice versa. We just have always been very protective of each other. I feel like my parents are probably more protective, but especially my dad. I think my dad is like even more protective now because, of course, he doesn't want me to go through what I went through before. So in that aspect, I would say my parents are probably more protective, but I definitely see it from my dad, which I don't mind at all. I'm kind of like, can kind of be a little bit much at times for me, like as a grown woman, but I do absolutely realize that my dad just really loves me and he really wants the best for me. He cares for me, and like, he does not want to see me go through what I went through, because I talked to my dad a lot whenever I was going through my divorce, and he I could tell he was hurting whenever I was hurting. So I think he just really wants to make sure that like that doesn't happen again. Natural hair updates. Natural hair update. I'm still natural. Actually just got my hair silk pressed today just because I wanted to see like how my hair looked straightened, since I haven't had my hair straightened since like probably last summer. And you guys know I big chopped last August, and since I big chopped I have not straightened my hair at all. So I really wanted to see how my hair had grown out, how it looked straightened. I love how my hair feels. Like I don't want to commit to this, but I probably will be wearing my hair straight a lot more just because lower maintenance during the week. And it just feels, I don't know, it's different. It feels cute. Like I really do love how my hair is looking right now. I don't plan to grow it out like much longer than this. Who knows, but I don't have plans to. Now, let's just say I continue to protective style for however long. It'll of course grow because of that, but I have no like plans to intentionally grow my hair to be like bra strap length, waist length, stuff like that. It's just whatever I decide to do with my hair that week is what I'm gonna do with it. How do you stay so consistent with working out? I mean, the 5 days on and 2 days rest, because she stops after day 3. So I actually was surprised that I got quite a few working out related questions, fitness questions, which I do plan to do a video very, very, very soon about not really about my fitness journey just yet, but more so about developing a consistent routine, because I feel like I've kind of gotten it down now. I have been like super consistent with my workouts for months now. And that in itself, I think takes a lot of discipline, not motivation, but discipline. And, but I do think that once your body gets into a rhythm and you do it consistently for so long, it's almost a natural thing to do. So the way that I started, working out as much as I do now is I started off small. So I remember back in like the fall of last year, I was working out consistently, but I was working out consistently 3 times a week. But that was only because I felt like that was the most that I could commit to. I didn't want to commit to anything more because I wanted to make sure I got down 3 days a week first before I could move on to 4 days a week and then 5 days a week. So I started off really small. I was working out like every other day. And then after I did that for a while, I moved up to 4 days a week. And I did have a couple of weeks off because of my accident that you guys, I talked about this like a couple of months ago, but I had an accident. So I had fractured, a part of my hip. But even then, I really wanted to work out. Like it was like hurting me to not be able to like really move my body. And let me tell y'all, the minute that my orthopedic specialist told me I could start working out, with like light weights and stuff like that, I was in that gym because I missed working out because I had built up the consistency for a while. So I was like ready to get back to the gym. So once I had kind of healed from my accident, I was still doing 3 days a week. And then I say, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself to do 4. So I upped it up to an extra workout a week. I consistently did 4 workouts a week. And then before you knew it, I was like upping it to 5. And now I'm at 5 workouts a week. And it's so weird because whenever I was working out 3 days a week, I felt like the idea of 5 workouts a week seemed so hard. But now that I'm at 5 days a week, it seems so easy. Like I could probably work out 6 to 7 days a week if I really wanted to. I don't, because I do need those rest days. But 5 days a week almost feels easy now because I had worked on building up the consistency. And when I tell y'all I've been like hitting it every single week, like I have been hitting it every single week. Do you plan on doing any trips with Valerie before she starts kindergarten? So I actually do want to do like one big trip for her this summer. I travel with her quite enough to where we do a lot of like smaller trips here and there. But I definitely want to do like a big summer trip for her before she starts kindergarten. That will also be part of like her 5th birthday, birthday gift for me. So I do have an idea in mind for her that we'll probably do this summer. And then of course we'll do like some smaller trips here and there. Valerie already loves traveling. I just got her passport, so we definitely are. I'm gonna make it a thing for sure. Like I've already kind of started doing it to where at least one, one good summer trip and one good winter trip for her, like on a yearly basis. Have you started to pursue your property investment ventures, and have you learned any lessons? Okay, so the reason why this question is being asked is because back at the end of 2021, I did a Q&A on my Instagram, and I told you guys that one of my goals was to start investing in real estate. That has been a goal of mine for a long time now. So to answer that question, yes, I have started the process of looking into some real estate properties. I will say a couple of things that I'm looking for is that I want a property in Houston, like in downtown or as close to downtown Houston, midtown area, stuff like that, because I want it to be in a location that makes sense for short-term rentals. I'm pretty sure I'm leaning towards the short-term rental, route, because stuff like that makes the most sense. It just financially makes more sense and stuff like that. So I really want a property that is as close to downtown, midtown area, Galleria area as possible, or Third Ward, East Downtown, like that little section, because Houston is growing. I'm not sure if y'all been to Houston, if you live in Houston or whatever, but Houston is growing, and I'm trying to get in now, like when it makes sense. So I have been looking. I have, a couple of places in mind. I have a realtor. Like I really have been serious about it, and I've been pre-approved for a loan, which is like a blessing because I'm already a homeowner and I'm doing it by myself. So that is a blessing in itself that I was pre-approved for like a pretty good loan. And yeah, so I have been looking. I haven't decided if I'm going to share the journey or not. I just feel like that's kind of like a personal thing that I just want to do on the side, like outside of social media, outside of YouTube. Like that's one of my I don't know how to explain it. One of my big girl things, like one of my big girl ventures. So I'm not sure if I'll really share like the journey of me getting it, but I do plan to talk about it whenever the process is done. If I do a short-term rental route, of course, I'm going to share how I decorate, because y'all know me. And one of my first loves is decorating places to live. So if I do decide to get a short-term rental route, of course, I will share like how I decorate and stuff like that. So things are in the works. How did you start motivating yourself to start exercising initially? Honestly, this is going to sound very vain, and I have no problem saying this. To me, it was as simple as I just wanted to look better than I look. I don't think I look bad, so let me put that out there. I don't think that I look bad. I think I look damn good. However, there's no harm in saying that if I could just work out more, I would have more muscle. I would have, just like a more firm, butt. I would have more defined quads. Like, I have no problem saying that. And I know that if I was to work out, if I work out consistently, the results are going to come. And I know that for a fact. I've seen it plenty of times. You don't work out and see no progress. It may not happen immediately. It may not happen as quick as you want for it to happen. But if you continuously work out, you're going to see the results. And I think that because I just knew the certain things that I really would love to see more toned and see more defined, to me, that was motivation enough to start working out. Now, there are certain days where if I'm not really motivated, I'll think about other things to really get me to the gym, such as I want to be able to just really be super involved in my daughter's life. I want to be able to play with her as she gets older, hang out with her. I want to be able to really just live without any restrictions when it comes to my life, not just as a mom, but as just Alisha, myself. I want to live my best life. And one of the best ways to do so is to really focus on your health. And I think that in itself, if I'm not feeling motivated certain days, I'll think about that. And that'll remind me to go to the gym because it's worth it. This one's a little bit deeper. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be really transparent here. So I actually was just talking to one of my best friends yesterday about this. And I think one of my Biggest regrets. So I haven't really talked about it on here. Only like a few close like friends know this, but I have had a passion for fitness for years. And whenever I say years, I mean probably since like when I graduated college. And I graduated college almost 10 years ago. And I have always had this idea to get my personal training certification. It has always stuck with me. I've always thought about it multiple times every year for the past almost 10 years. And there's something about, I don't know why, but I've developed this imposter syndrome when it comes to it. I have no idea why. Maybe it's because my body isn't like as shredded as, most like the fitness, people on Instagram, social media, stuff like that. Or it's because I don't want to come off as like, I don't want to come off as like, I think I'm, better than everybody, or I look better than everybody, or like I'm a professional, so like do what I say and you'll look this way. Like I never wanted to come off like that. And I think because of all these different thoughts and just all these like, I don't know, like thinking I'm not good enough to be a personal trainer or have built a fitness brand, I haven't done it. I literally have, I've thought about it for years and I have not gotten my certification. I was telling my friend yesterday, I seriously cannot believe, and I remember whenever COVID hit and I had all this free time, I remember telling a few of my friends, okay, I'm gonna use this time to get my certification. 2 years later, have not even started to study for it. I haven't even registered for a program. And I feel like that's probably one of my biggest regrets, because if I would have done it a long time ago, I probably would be, who knows where I would be if I had done it back then. So this is a prime example of doing things whenever you think about doing them. Don't wait until the perfect time. Don't wait until, because listen, the time's gonna fly. I have decided to actually move forward with it. I'm gonna stop making excuses for it. I'm gonna do it. So I'm telling you guys, my YouTube family, that I am being serious about it. I really am going to get my personal training certification. I feel like God is telling me to do it for a reason, and I keep putting it off. So I'm gonna stop putting it off, because and to be honest, y'all, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this certification. If I'm going to personal train at a gym, if I'm going to build do an online training, training sessions, I have no idea what I want to do with it, but I am going to get the certification and just see where it takes me. I think that I also have been trying to get from point A to point Z, okay, I can get the certification until I know exactly what I want to do with it. And my friend reminded me yesterday, Alisha, you can't do that. You're trying to get to point Z. You have to kind of go through the steps as they come. And as time goes on, you'll figure out exactly what the purpose of having this certification is. So that's probably one of my biggest regrets, is that I have waited this long to finally decide to really move forward with it after having this dream and this idea in my head for so long. Are you still dating, or have you just stopped to focus on you for now? I got quite a few questions about if I'm still dating, if I am dating and stuff like that. I am dating, okay, but I've talked about it quite a few times on my Instagram, and I've also talked about it quite a bit in the comment sections of my videos here on YouTube. But I have decided not to really talk about my dating life much, really anymore, just because I feel like dating, I don't know, it's not that it's a secret. It's more so that I just like the privacy. And whenever I was sharing, certain things, I didn't feel like it was a natural. I really felt like it was a natural thing. But after some time of taking a break from not sharing certain things, I really just started to enjoy the privacy that came with it, because people stopped asking me about, if I'm dating so-and-so and stuff like that. It's like people kind of just let me be. And honestly, I have loved it. I have genuinely loved just having that part of my life to myself. And I really do feel majority of you guys have really embraced it and and understand like where I'm coming from as far as the privacy goes. So that's how I will, continue to be at a, I don't know, I don't really want to talk about it, but I am dating. I go on dates. Your girl be out here living life. So that's the best way to explain like, my dating life without putting out too much of my business. How do you save money as a single mom? This is a good question. The way that I save money as a single mom, I don't want to say it's simple because I know everybody is different. I know that. So let me put it out there. I know that it's not easy for everybody to save. But the easiest way for me to save money is that whenever I get money, I put majority of it in my savings account. Like I know it sounds basic, but that's literally how I save. I won't even lie and say I'm a huge budgeter because I don't budget every month as far as like, only a certain amount of money can go towards food. Only a certain amount of money can go towards, clothes, stuff like that. I don't do a lot of that. Not gonna lie, I'm not really big on budgeting, but whenever I do get income coming in, it immediately, like almost all of it, if not all of it, will go straight to my savings account or my investment accounts or, whatever else I have going on. Like I do have investment accounts, stuff like that. So I feel like it's important for me to first pay myself and invest in stuff like that before I can spend it on frivolous things such as clothes and stuff like that. So I would just say, honestly, like calculate how much you typically would spend on bills and stuff like that, the necessities. And then whenever you do get paid, however much you can possibly save it. Like that's probably the easiest way to do it. And then from there, of course, have some spending money, have some money to have fun, live life, because I do feel like life is short. So I wouldn't say put all of it in savings. That's just my personal 2 cents. I wouldn't put all of my money into savings unless I have a good amount in my checking account to spend. But put as much as you possibly can in savings without, restricting yourself from everything, if that makes sense. What's your workout regimen? My workout regimen, I pretty much just do weights. I hardly ever do cardio. I'll do cardio like maybe twice a week. And typically my cardio is like either walking, I'll jump rope for like 15 minutes to 20 minutes. But that's pretty much about it. I love weights. So I stick to weightlifting. I'll weightlift for about 40 to 50 minutes a day for 5 days a week. And I usually will do 2 leg days a week. I'll do an upper body workout, a full body workout, and like a back workout. How is it being an auntie and seeing Kyra as a mom now with you? So I will say I was already an aunt to my niece Breland, but that's my brother-in-law's daughter. So Kyra's stepdaughter, but I love Breland. Like she is the sweetest. And I have also been around with Breland since she was like 3. So like 10 years. So I was already an aunt. But specifically with Olivia, that girl is just so cute. Like I see her at least once a week. I have videos of her. I save all the pictures of her. She is low-key like my second daughter because she is just so sweet. Whenever I go over there, I feel like her and I have like our own little bond. And she is just so, I know I keep saying she's so cute, but she is just so cute. Whenever I'm there, it's like I love to play with her, love to see her smile. I love to make her smile. I love to see her eat her food because that girl loves to eat. That girl is just like the rest of my family when it comes to eating. She is just the sweetest. So I am like obsessed with Olivia. Like I literally, like I just, like I want to see her like every day if I could. So I love being auntie, but I also love being able to go and see her and then, leave. Seeing Kyra as a mom is beautiful. I've always thought she would be a great mom. I've seen her with Valerie, so I already knew she'd be a great mom. So it's amazing watching her, be just as amazing of a mom as she is, as I thought she would be. It's funny because I do think that she gets to see some of the things that I used to deal with whenever I had Valerie, such as like being on a super tight schedule, like things like that. It's just like, yep. Now you get to see what I was going through. But nonetheless, like she is an amazing mom. Olivia is just like the cutest. She's like the chubbiest little baby with the cutest little rolls, and I am obsessed with her. Do I want more kids in the future? That I don't know. At this point, I really do feel like it's whatever is in God's plan, because I really feel like I would love to have another kid, but I also feel content with Valerie, if that makes sense. Like, it's like the idea of having another kid is beautiful, and I would love another baby to take care of and stuff like that. But I do also feel very content with Valerie. I genuinely do not feel like I'm missing out on anything, like at all. I feel like her and I are in this groove. And it's funny because I never saw myself being a mom to just one kid, but having her and being around with her for 5 years, like I love it. I love it. So who knows what the future holds. I'm only 31, so like I have time. I have plenty of time to have another kid or two if I wanted to, but I'm kind of going with the flow and just seeing what makes sense for my life, for my future family. Like, just whatever makes sense for us, we'll figure it out when that time comes. And from there, we'll decide if it makes sense to have another kid or not. But I'm not pressed. Like, I'm not feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to have one more kid to be complete. Like, I don't feel that way at all. I genuinely feel content and complete, honestly, with Valerie. But I also, just the idea of one or two more little, babies running around, it also sounds good too. So who knows? So yeah, that is pretty much it for today's Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that it was helpful. And I really hope that you guys, got a thing or two out of today's Q&A and you feel like you know me a little bit more. That's always the goal for these Q&As, is that you feel like, you know a little bit more of who Alisha is. That's why I do these. And so I hope that after today, you know a little bit more about me and just who I am and my personality and just all those different things. So yeah, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's Q&A and life update chit chat video, definitely give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And as always, I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye guys.